Tell me this, have you ever found yourself frustrated by losing your erection too quickly? Felt like, even with desire, your body just doesn't respond? Weaker erections, less pleasure, a sex drive that seems to fade away? If the answer is yes, stay with me, because in this video, I'm going to reveal 3 simple practices that can reverse 7 silent mistakes that drain your energy and sabotage your performance. And more than that, these habits can bring back stronger erections, deeper pleasure, and an intimate life that truly feels worth it. All without pills, without temporary tricks, just practical changes any man can apply. I'm Dr. Charles Bennett, a men's health specialist focused on restoring vitality after 60. What you're about to learn today has the power to transform not only your sex life, but also your confidence, vitality, and self-esteem. Larry Thompson is 68, retired firefighter, strong guy, always looked after himself. But when it came to sex, things had been going downhill for years. He could still get hard, sometimes, but not enough, not for long. And even when he could, it didn't feel as good. The pleasure was dull. The connection was weaker. He hated it. His wife pretended not to notice, but he knew she did. That quiet shame was eating him alive. And Larry isn't alone. Thousands of men over 60 are living with the same silent frustration. Erections that used to be rock solid now fade halfway, or they don't show up at all. You're left lying there, pretending you're just tired, when the truth is, you feel like you're losing your manhood. I've spent more than 3 decades treating men facing impotence, weak erections, and loss of sexual desire. I can tell you with certainty, most of the time, it's not just age. It's not bad luck. It's mistakes, small, repeated mistakes that slowly kill your circulation, numb your sensitivity, and leave you feeling like sex is more trouble than it's worth. And the worst part? You might be making more than one of these mistakes right now, without realizing it. After 60, your body changes in ways that no one warned you about. Blood doesn't flow as easily to your lower body. The arteries that feed your penis get narrower, stiffer. Your testosterone drops, which slows your sexual drive. Nerve endings in the skin lose some of their sensitivity. All of this makes it harder to get an erection, and even when you do, it's not as strong or as satisfying. But here's the real problem. Certain everyday habits make all of this happen faster, sometimes 10 years faster. You think you're just relaxing or doing something harmless, but in reality, you're training your body to respond less, feel less, and perform worse. You're giving away your best years without a fight. The first silent mistake is depending too much on extreme pornography. I'm not talking about an occasional look at something spicy. I mean hours of high-intensity, unrealistic scenes that your brain gets hooked on. Over time, your body stops reacting to real touch. You need more and more stimulation on the screen to get the same level of arousal, while in real life, with your partner, you're half hard or you go soft fast. I've had men tell me they can get hard alone in front of a screen, but the moment they're with a woman, they feel nothing. That's not just mental, it's physical. Your brain's dopamine and arousal pathways have been rewired. The second mistake is one most men never think about: masturbating while sitting on the toilet. Sounds harmless, right? But that position compresses the blood vessels and nerves in your pelvic area. If you're sitting there for 20, 30 minutes, scrolling your phone while touching yourself, you're literally cutting off circulation to the very organ you're trying to use. Do it often enough, and you weaken your pelvic floor, irritate your prostate, and make erections harder to get and keep. The third mistake is rushing sex. You're in a hurry to get it over with, worried about losing your erection, so you go fast. But that constant anxiety sends stress signals to your body, increasing adrenaline, the same hormone your body releases when it's in danger. Adrenaline and erections don't mix. You might finish quickly, but you train your body to expect sex to be short, mechanical, and tense. And these are just 3 of the 7 habits that slowly rob you of your sexual strength. The next ones hit even deeper because they damage the muscles and the connection that make pleasure worth having in the first place. The 4th mistake is ignoring your pelvic floor muscles. Most men over 60 don't even know they have them. These are the muscles that wrap around the base of your penis and support your bladder and prostate. They're the same muscles you'd use to stop urinating midstream. When they're strong, they help pump blood into your penis during arousal and keep it there. When they're weak, you get softer erections, you lose control over climax, and sometimes you even leak a little urine when you laugh or cough. I had a patient, Mike, 72, who thought his days of solid erections were over. Once we got him on a basic pelvic floor strengthening routine, just a few minutes a day, he was shocked by the difference. Within weeks, he said, "Doc, I can feel it filling up again like it used to." That's not magic. That's blood flow and muscle control coming back online. The 5th mistake is having an irregular sexual frequency. Some men go weeks without any sexual activity, then suddenly expect their body to perform like they're 25 again. Others overdo it, pushing for multiple sessions a day, thinking they're keeping in shape. Both extremes backfire. Long dry spells lead to reduced elasticity in penile tissue, and overuse causes inflammation, sensitivity loss, and even micro-injury to the nerves. Your penis, like any part of your body, responds best to regular, moderate use. Think of it like keeping an old engine running. Let it sit too long, it seizes up. Run it into the ground every day, it burns out. The 6th mistake is using too much pressure during stimulation. A death grip might make you feel more in the moment, but over time, it compresses the delicate nerves and blood vessels along the shaft. I've treated men who developed something called death grip syndrome, where their penis could only respond to intense, unnatural pressure, making partner sex almost impossible. The fix isn't complicated, but it takes patience, easing off the force, focusing on sensation, and retraining the nerves to respond to lighter, more natural touch. The 7th and final mistake cuts deeper than the rest. No emotional connection during sex. You might think, "I'm not a feelings guy, Doc. I just want to perform." But here's the thing. When you completely remove emotional intimacy, your body releases less oxytocin and serotonin during sex. Those hormones don't just make you feel closer to your partner. They also enhance erection quality, prolong arousal, and increase orgasm intensity. I have seen tough, stoic men regain stronger sexual response simply by slowing down, making eye contact, and engaging with their partner beyond the physical act. These 7 mistakes aren't always obvious. They creep in quietly, a habit here, a shortcut there, until one day you realize sex has become harder, shorter, and less satisfying. And for many men, that's when the panic sets in. Is this it? Is this the rest of my life? It doesn't have to be, because the same way these habits broke down your performance, the right habits can rebuild it. Sometimes faster than you think. Get ready to discover 3 simple, powerful habits to reverse much of the damage. Straight to the point. Habit 1. Daily pelvic circulation. Exercises. If you want stronger, longer-lasting erections, blood flow is everything. The penis is a hydraulic system. No blood, no performance. After 60, your circulation naturally slows. And if you add years of sitting, poor posture, or little physical activity, the problem gets worse. Daily pelvic circulation exercises can restore that vital blood flow. One of the simplest is the pelvic tilt combined with deep breathing. Stand or lie down, tighten your lower abdominal muscles, tilt your pelvis forward slightly, then relax. This pumps fresh blood into the pelvic area and keeps the arteries flexible. Done every morning, it primes your body for better sexual response. Walking is also powerful. Just 20 minutes a day increases nitric oxide levels, which relax blood vessels and improve blood flow to the penis. For men with a history of weak erections, I've seen walking alone make a big difference within weeks. The key is consistency. Missing days kills the effect. Avoid sitting for more than 45 minutes at a time. If you have to work at a desk or drive for long hours, stand up, stretch, and do 10 slow squats. This simple change keeps blood moving and prevents the pelvic area from going cold before intimacy. Habit 2. Conscious breathing. During stimulation, most men breathe shallow and fast during sex, especially if they're worried about losing their erection. This triggers the stress response, increasing adrenaline and speeding up ejaculation. Conscious breathing flips the switch. It keeps you calm, relaxed, and in control, allowing more blood to stay in the penis for longer. The technique is simple. Slow down your breathing. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale even more slowly through the mouth. Aim for 4 to 5 seconds in, 6-7 seconds out. Your belly should expand, not just your chest. This pulls your nervous system out of fight or flight and into a state that supports arousal. Practice this even when you're alone. During self-pleasure, focus on keeping your breathing slow and steady. You'll notice you can maintain a strong erection longer and delay climax until you choose. With a partner, this control can make sex feel more connected and intense. Combine breathing with occasional pauses. If you feel you're getting close too soon, stop movement. Keep breathing deeply and let the sensation settle. Then resume at a slower pace. This not only extends the experience, but also trains your body for better stamina. Habit 3. Weekly pelvic floor strength training. The pelvic floor is your erection's anchor. Strong pelvic muscles trap blood in the penis, making erections harder and longer lasting. If these muscles weaken, blood escapes too quickly, and you go soft even if your desire is still there. Strengthening them is one of the fastest ways to improve sexual performance after 60. The most famous exercise is the Kegel. Contract the muscles you'd use to stop urine midstream, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then release. Do 10 reps 3 times a day. Once you can hold for longer, increase to 8 to 10 seconds. Stronger contractions mean better control over climax and firmer erections. For even better results, combine Kegels with reverse Kegels, relaxing those same muscles while breathing deeply. This improves flexibility and keeps the pelvic floor from becoming tense, which can also cause performance issues. Don't expect overnight miracles. Most men start to notice a difference after 3 to 4 weeks, with erections feeling harder, more responsive, and easier to maintain. Keep at it, and in a few months, you may feel like you've rolled back the clock 10 years in the bedroom. These 3 habits don't just fix the damage, they protect you from slipping back into the same problems. But there's something else you need to know. A lot of what men believe about sex and performance after 60 is dead wrong, and those myths keep them from even trying these solutions. 4th question. Do you feel less emotionally connected to pleasure? A lot of men dismiss this as irrelevant. Doc, I'm not the emotional type. I just want to perform. But here's the truth. Erections are as much neurological as they are physical. Without emotional engagement, Your brain doesn't release the full surge of oxytocin and dopamine that deepens arousal and makes sex satisfying. You might get the mechanics right, but the orgasm feels flat, the afterglow is gone, and you're left feeling like something's missing. Over time, this emotional disconnect can make your body less eager to respond because your brain has learned that sex isn't worth the effort. I've seen this happen to married men, divorced men, even men in new relationships. The fix isn't complicated. It's about bringing back eye contact, touch that's not just for getting things started, and communication that makes you and your partner feel in sync. Now, let's be brutally clear. If you said yes to 2 or more of these questions, you need to start making changes today. Not when you have time, not after your next checkup. Today. Every week you wait is another week your blood vessels stiffen, your pelvic muscles weaken, and your hormonal drive drops lower. The longer you delay, the steeper the climb back. The men who turn this around fastest are the ones who treat it like any other serious health issue. They take action immediately. They cut out the habits that drain their performance. They commit to the daily exercises that rebuild circulation, and they address both the physical and emotional sides of sex. You don't have to accept weaker erections, lower sensitivity, and a dead libido as your new normal. The body is built to respond to the right stimulus, even after 60, 70, or 80. But it won't do it on its own. You have to give it the signal, every day, that you still need that power. If you said yes to 2 or more, you need to start making changes today. And if you're honest enough to identify with these questions, you're already halfway there. The other half is action. And the difference between doing it now and waiting until things get worse is the same difference between getting back to the sex life you want and losing it forever. You've just seen the truth most men will never hear from their doctor. And here's why. 7 silent mistakes that kill your erections, 3 powerful habits to bring them back, the myths that keep you stuck, and a checklist that exposes exactly where you stand. Now, you've got a choice. You can click away, pretend this was just interesting information, and keep sliding downhill. Or you can decide that enough is enough and start taking your sexual health as seriously as you take your heart, your back, or your bank account. Texto padrão. I've seen men in their late 70s and even 80s rebuild their erections, bring back their desire, and enjoy sex again. Not because they found a magic pill, but because they cut out the habits that were sabotaging them and started training their body like it mattered. And it does matter. Because this isn't just about sex. It's about confidence. It's about walking into a room with your shoulders back, knowing you're still capable, still wanted, still alive in every way that counts. If you've been feeling softer erections, less pleasure, or lower desire, that's your body telling you something's wrong. Ignore it, and the decline will speed up. Act now, and you can turn it around faster than you think. The choice is in your hands, literally. So here's what I want you to do next. Comment below. Tell me which mistake hit you hardest. You're not just helping yourself. You're helping other men see they're not alone. Subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, I'm going to give you the 4 steps to a strong erection without using medication. These are techniques I've taught my patients for decades, and they work. Start today. Pick one of the 3 habits we covered and do it now. Not tomorrow. Now. The moment you start, you send a message to your body. I'm not done. I'm still in the game. Don't wait until you've lost everything to wish you'd acted sooner. You've got the knowledge. You've got the tools. Now it's time to take your manhood back.